Hi folks, Eagles beat reporter Mike Kaye here for NJ.com. The Philadelphia Eagles will host the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday at Lincoln Financial Field for their third preseason game. The Eagles have learned a lot about themselves over the last few weeks, playing the Titans and the Jaguars in the preseason and then competing with the Ravens in joint practices this week. While the dress rehearsal nature of the third preseason game may take a different turn this week because the Eagles are taking precautions with a lot of their offensive starters, Carson Wentz, Alshon Jeffrey, Jason Peters, there will still be some guys to watch in this game because they'll be important to the Eagles in the preseason and in the future. Now, the first guy I'll be paying attention to is Josh McCown. McCown was signed out of retirement last weekend. He's been taking the whole offseason off, so you want to make sure that he still has a rhythm, he still can knock the rust off, and can be, a sizable insurance plan for Carson Wentz if they need him during the season. If Wentz suffers an injury in Week 6, McCown's got to come in and run the offense. Obviously, he doesn't know the whole offense right now, but you want to see him get into a rhythm in those first 2 or 3 drives and then see how he reacts to pressure and, certain situations, because the Eagles have Nate Sudfeld sidelined. They need to feel comfortable with Josh McCown moving forward. The second guy I'm going to be paying attention to is Jordan Mailata. Now, Mailata has seemingly found his home at right tackle. He looked really good against the Jaguars last week, stood out as a run blocker and a pass blocker. He's looked good in practice. He did some nice things against the Ravens in joint practices. You want to see him continue to develop. The third guy I will be paying attention to is Josh Sweat, who has kind of fallen behind Deshaun Hall in the fourth defensive end competition. He's also competing with Sharif Miller, who's put out some stats as well. He's gotten 2 sacks throughout the preseason. Sweat's a guy that was very hyped during the offseason program, but once the pads came on in training camp, he kind of fell by the wayside. Now he's got to show that he can force pressure regularly and get to the quarterback in the preseason. This will be a big game for him and his status moving forward. For all of our Eagles coverage, turn to the sports section of NJ.com.